Hey, I'm off the beaten path today, and I'm at the home of screen actress MARLYN Mason. She's going to take me around her garden, and I got 3 questions to ask her because there's 3 plants I want to grow in my homestead that she has here and get some tips from her. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm off the beaten path today, like I said in the bumper, and I'm sitting with a very special guest, MARLYN Mason. And we're in MARLYN's backyard. She's giving me a tour through her garden. And I have 3 questions to ask her. She's, by the way, her hobby, you're a master gardener.
No, I'm not a master gardener.
But you're real, it looks like you're a master looking at your garden.
I'm a gardener. I'm a struggling gardener.
You're a struggling gardener.
Yes.
So, MARLYN, if you guys haven't seen the interview I did a month ago with MARLYN, check out the interview. I'll go ahead and leave a link right here for that. And then you can see exactly who MARLYN is. There's another question I want to add.
Yes, I'm going to ask you, who am I?
Well, yeah, I'm going to ask you.
We'll do a reverse. I'll do the flowers and then you tell me who
I
am.
gotcha. So thank you for inviting me to your beautiful, beautiful garden.
Thank you for coming.
This is inspiring for me. Really inspiring because I'm building a garden myself.
Yes.
And there's 3 plants specifically I'm having a hard time trying to grow, and I wanted to get your input on number 1, hydrangeas.
Okay. Hydrangeas, they like, I would say, dappled sunlight. Some hydrangeas, I don't know what. I don't know. I do all this by the seat of my pants. I always look to see where the sun is. And the sun is always, it's high sometimes in the sky and sometimes low. Well, this time of year, and through the summer, you want to know where the sun is because you don't want it beating on your hydrangeas.
Okay, they're more of a semi-shade plant.
So it's a semi-shade. That one right there gets a little bit of morning light, but it doesn't get any little direct light. It's all dappled sunlight. And you can see the blossoms on it, but it's a fairly new plant, so it hasn't fully established itself, and it will get bigger each year. The other hydrangeas, I have different sizes, because I realize hydrangeas, some of them are very small shrubs.
Yes.
And some get gigantic. They get into the real big flowers.
Now, we lived in Brookings, Oregon, and we had a gigantic hydrangea.
See, they love the coast, right?
Yes.
Yes. And I think it's probably a little more of a struggle for them here because it gets so hot in the valley.
Oh, you're right.
So half my garden is all shade, and the other half is sun and dappled sun. And so I have to kind of be careful where I place things. So oftentimes I plant something and I go, oh, it's not working here. I'll dig it up and move it, or I'll give it to my friend next door because she loves plants.
Oh.
And so anything I want to get rid of, I always go by her first. But anyway, the hydrangeas, mine seem to need a lot of water.
No, that's typical.
I think I might, I don't know.
Because like rainforest type plant. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know technically. I don't read. I just stick it in the ground and hope I want it to grow.
Oh, okay. You grow
right
like I do.
So right behind you, the little blue. Well, it's more fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of a waste of money sometimes.
Yeah.
But I that's all I spend my money on is plants. So it's just me and plants. I don't have a dog. I don't have a kid I have to feed. So, but behind you is a blue and purple hydrangea, and I just planted that. And I'm hoping that it takes, and so far it's good. I have it next to another one, and I also tend to put plants too close together sometimes. I don't give them the space. So another reason for me to dig up a plant and go, oh, okay, now where am I going to put this? So I've been working on this garden for 31 years.
Mhm.
And if you showed the before, there was nothing but 2 oaks, the lawn, and there was a couple of bushes on the other side, on the far side, that eventually croaked. But my landlady asked me, my landlady and I have known each other since we were 5 years old.
Oh.
And
that's
when
sweet.
her boyfriend built the little guest house, he built it for her parents.
Okay.
And he built the little tool house here, garden shed. And when her dad died, she called me and she said, if you ever need a roof over your head or you want to get out of Hollywood, you have a home here.
Well,
Neither
that's
one
very
of us
kind.
ever dreamed that I would not have a career. I always thought I thought I would die working. And that didn't happen, but when I got into my middle 50s, there wasn't a whole lot of work for women my age. So one day my car died, and then shortly thereafter my agent died, and I thought, 53, dead car, dead agent, dead career. And I waited around a little while, struggled with it, and called her, and I said, is your guest house empty? And she said, it will be July 18th. Why? I said, I'm coming up. And she didn't say, oh, great. She said, will you do the yard? And I said, well, I don't mow, blow, and go, but she says, no, I want you to landscape it. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'll see what I can do. I didn't know what you could grow in Oregon. It's not California.
No, it's not.
And, well, here it's a perfect 4 seasons.
Yes, it is.
And when I say perfect 4 season, it snows very little, if at all, here in the valley. So there's no real snow problem. Although we have had some serious snows, but
Yes, we have.
I think just one in the 31 years I've been here. And so I just sort of thought, what do I want to do with her backyard? So my ex-husband knew a lot about horticulture and landscaping and all that. He was a makeup man. He was Faye Dunaway's makeup man for years.
Okay.
And to the big faces. But he was with Faye for years. And he knew a lot about gardening and landscaping and design and all that. And so he had said to me at one point, you want to be drawn into the garden. So I thought, okay, I have to start at the back end of Jeanette's yard, because this wasn't here. This little patio did not exist. This was just dirt with a wood pile and a couple of weeds. There was nothing here. And this porch and the French doors weren't here. So I stood at the head of her property by her front door, and I thought, how can I get drawn into the yard? And she had this gravel path that came back to the tool house. And I thought, okay, I'm going to take, I said, may I take part of your lawn out? And she said, do whatever you want. That's all. And
A blank slate
so I
for an
never-
artist.
I never had
You
to
can't ask for
So
any
no.
better. Oh,
So I took
perfect.
out about this much of the side of her lawn, and just planted some stuff in there. I didn't know about plants or anything. I mean, I didn't know what I could grow here, and so that was the beginning of it, and that's how it grew. And then at one point, I got on the garden tour. And I had just had this patio put in. This was, the porch wasn't here and the French doors weren't here. And I had those put in, and immediately after that, I mean, the garden was slowly coming together. It was starting to get some shape. And I got on the garden tour, and I had just had this done. With rocks, I marked where I wanted plants, and the rest was to be bricked. And I got this kid who came and did all the brickwork. And I said, I want you to make it look like I did the brickwork. I don't want finished edges. I want it rough and old looking.
I like this. I really do.
And I said, the only place I need it to be even is up here with the chairs. I said, the rest of it can be, and then I realized later, I shouldn't have said be a little lumpy, because the roots of the trees start moving the bricks. So that's if you're going to plant a patio and you're going to do trees, find out what trees that you have. You want the roots to go down. You don't want surface roots. A lot of maple trees have surface roots. And this huge maple here, I put that in after I had one of the oaks taken out, and that has become a very surface. So I have to have somebody come and fix the bricks and shave off, because I don't know which roots can be cut and all of that.
Oh, that's true.
So you have to, and you don't want people tripping on the bricks. I
No.
don't want to. When you get old, you trip and fall a lot. So
And break a hip.
Yes, or smash your face. So you have to be very thoughtful. But anyway, that's how it was, and this is how I ended up with. But my goal was to make a canopy of shade here.
And you succeeded.
Yes.
You
Is
succeeded.
the first year. This is the first year where everybody can be in the shade. You might have to shift your chair for 10
Yeah.
minutes, but the sun will eventually keep moving and
Well,
shade.
I couldn't have come at a better time. It's
It's
into
perfect.
spring. Everything's in bloom.
And the temperature's right. The light
Yes.
is perfect. It's soft light, and this is where I hang for about 6 months, and it starts to get cold. I move
Sweet.
indoors. But I do have. I call the pit here Brad Pit, because the fellow that gave it to me was named Brad. Brad Douglas. He's a producer. He's a filmmaker.
I know Brad.
Yes,
I worked on
you know Brad.
the last project we worked on together was, we weren't together in the scenes. I was working on the
Which one?
it was
Not
The last
the fish.
one.
The fish. Not
no, not
What was his? Okay, what was the last one?
uh
Not the fish one. Okay, there was. He does them one right after
Right.
the other. I'm in every one of them, and I keep track. Sometimes I have just a little tiny.
we
roll,
we
sometimes
just
I have
filmed the
lead.
last scene is a hospital scene with an FBI.
Oh, that was for Bent.
Bent.
Yes, that
that's
was-
the last project
Okay.
I worked on. It
Okay.
was with you.
That was the originally we did that several years ago out at the lake. Which lake was that? Because you remember?
I think it was Howard Prairie
Howard-
or
yeah,
Fish
Howard Prairie.
Lake. Howard Prairie.
Yeah, I think it was Howard Prairie. Oh, it might have been Fish Lake. But that was called the stem, and then he changed it to bent.
Bent.
And I don't know why it changed, but oh yeah, I had a nice role in that. Yeah, I'm a kind of crazy in that one. It was a fun role.
A crazy character.
yeah,
And we're
yeah.
going to be working on another project coming up soon.
Yes, and
Yes.
we don't know if that's called the plan, but
Yes.
but I call it Driving Miss Crazy.
Right, Driving Miss Crazy.
Don't you like that title?
I like the concept of Driving Miss Crazy with a little bit of a weekend at Bertha's.
That's the sequel. Yeah, I like Driving Miss Crazy because I think the title will draw attention.
Yes.
The plan is pretty, well, I shouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
The plan is bland.
Oh. So yeah, there's another plants you got
Okay.
back here is the rhododendrons.
Yeah, it's the same. Oh, with the roadies, they don't like a lot of hot sun.
So they're
Yeah.
kind of semi-shade
Yeah,
also. Good to know.
That one is the last one to bloom. They all four were in bloom at the same time.
Okay.
And that was the last one to bloom. So you just missed it. If you'd been here 2 weeks ago.
Is there any type of additive to the soils you got to add to get them to
Well,
mature and bloom?
they like acid.
Okay,
so you
it's
want,
acidic.
You want to treat, yeah. And I feed mine a little shot of acid. I sprinkle stuff on them. I use a lot of compost.
Okay.
I carry a bag. Everything I've done with I've had the ground was all clay, most of it. So it was hard, like a brick. So I had to learn about composting and mixing it in with the brick, with the clay soil, and amending that, and and you add soil amendments and.
If you ever need compost, I can get to a mountain of compost. Elephant manure,
Oh, is really?
elephant and rhinoceros manure,
Now is it
and
just
buffalo
is it,
manure.
but it's raw, or is it mixed?
It's
with,
like 9 years old. It's well processed.
Oh, it's all okay.
Well
Is it very
processed.
smelly?
No, because it's all processed
Yeah.
down. All the microbes
It
have
has.
done it, and all it is just good, rich organic material, and it just smells like earth.
Oh my gosh.
I'll bring
wow.
you a bag.
I've been getting. I go to Southern Oregon Nursery,
Yeah.
and I get. They have. I'm trying it new, and my plants seem to do really well this year with the leaves, especially. I always go kind of how the leaves look. It's from the seed, and I don't know I probably shouldn't say the brand of it anyway, but it's something. It's a product of in seed. Sea stuff.
Okay,
is in
it's
it.
like kelp.
Instead of manure. It's
Yeah,
seed.
kelp's in
It's
there.
seed.
And,
I don't know what's in it. I don't look. I don't read. I don't like to read all that stuff because I don't retain it.
Huh?
So I'm a stupid gardener. I'm lucky that anything grows.
Well, you've done a fantastic job. You've created a little paradise back here.
Yeah, it is nice.
It's just gorgeous, stunning.
But I really think the trees have made it. And then I have like a little bird sanctuary back there, and I have a little part of a sanctuary over here. So the birds, and they're just starting to come back now. They've been raising babies and training babies and doing their thing. So there's hardly the food. I don't have to feed them every day because it takes forever. But once they get finished, see, and they come now. For a long time I had a feeder hanging here, and they're all coming wondering where the feeder is.
Oh.
And that's a sign to me that their babies are all growing. Hello, little guy.
And they're conditioned to know where food is.
There he is. There he is. He's
Okay.
right. He's just getting. That's a baby. He's getting to know his way. That looks like a little nuthatch to me. That is it. It looks like a little baby nuthatch, and they let you get fairly close to them. And I get the starlings, and I see one right now. The baby starlings they're all just starting to meet now. It might get noisy with birds, but
That's
we'll
quite
see.
all right. It's music of nature.
But anyway, yeah, with the rhodies, I would say I like dappled sunlight. I find that anything just about can grow in the dappled sunlight.
It's azaleas. They grow the same way as roses?
Same as rhodies.
Good
you
to
almost
know.
can't tell the difference, and I don't know what the difference is. There obviously is, but I don't know what it is.
Now, everything's bordered with, is that hosta?
Oh no, I just have a few. Hostas?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
have
the
any-
borders?
No, I don't have any hostas.
Okay.
No, I put in some coleus,
Oh, okay.
and which of course won't make it through the winter. But I'm just putting. I put those in. I don't really like to see dirt, but if I'm going to see dirt, I want it all dark. I don't like that white perlite stuff that they put in.
Oh, yeah.
I like the green against. See, when you look at that, the green against the dark.
Yes.
The darkness. But when it gets, a lot of the plants, you pull them out of their little pots. I don't start anything with seed. So, because I don't have means to do that.
Yeah.
It's more fun just to go pick it out at the store and stick it in the ground.
I got blessed with a free greenhouse, a giant greenhouse. Giant. It's about as big as your shed.
You're kidding.
Discovery Channel, when they came on my property and filmed those series, those
Yes.
those episodes on my homestead, they used. I gathered a bunch of windows from contractor friends of mine and sliding glass doors, thinking that I'm going to build a greenhouse one day. Well, guess what? Discovery Channel decided to come on and build the greenhouse for me. It didn't cost me a cent, and now I have this big, beautiful greenhouse. I'm growing stuff year-round. I grew tomatoes all year this year. Never done that before.
And how do they taste?
Wonderful.
Oh my
I open the
God.
door on warm days to let the insects in so
Yeah.
they can fertilize.
And you get
Or pollinate?
you don't get the GMO seeds. You get
No.
good. 'Cause there's a
Non-hybrid,
difference.
not high
There's a
GMO.
difference, yeah.
Yes.
There's a difference. I learned that from a lady in Rhode Island who's a wonderful gardener, and she had the best tomatoes I ever ate in my life. And I said, why are your tomatoes better than what we have on the West Coast? She says, it's the air. And she said, it's perfect. there
Garden
in
fresh,
Providence.
not fertilized, heavily fertilized, and industrial grown. That's why garden vegetables that you grow yourself are the best.
Oh,
The best.
Yes.
Oh, my mouth is
Yes.
watering
Yeah,
just
thank-
thinking about it. You know, last 2 years, I'm growing vines.
cheers.
Cheers.
To your 3 plants.
Thank you.
I don't know if I was any help to you.
You
but
did.
me,
You clued me in.
A lot of people, a lot of us don't look at where the sun is. And I find the dappled sunlight, the plants get a little bit of everything. But some plants, your kind of annual flowering plants,
Yes.
like petunias, they don't do, they might do in dappled, but they like hot sun.
Yes.
And you have to find here's one way to find out if something will grow in your garden. Go to a nursery, and if it's a good nursery, most of them are, I think. Anything that's planted out in the full sun, when you go to the garden and they have their big beds of things, and you like a particular plant, and you look up and you go, oh, well, there are no trees around. This wants full sun. How they lay things out
Right.
kind of tells you.
And then they got the nets shading,
And
so buy the stuff under the
yes,
shade for
yes,
shady parts of the
yes.
house.
And
Yeah.
you'll go in and your hydrangeas, your rhodies, and your azaleas will always be under the green, where the green,
Under that
where it's a softer
shaded
light. Yes.
material, yeah.
It gets sunlight, but it's a soft sunlight.
Very good. Well, thank you for
Yes.
your
Well, that's
your
the
wisdom and your
biggest-
experience.
That's the biggest hint I can give you.
Yeah.
But I probably to some overwater, but I just the ground here just soaks it up, and the winds. We've been having winds every
Yes.
afternoon, and it dries everything out. So this time of year, I end up kind of watering every day. If I just give a squirt, and if you have anything in pots, in the heat, you must water them every day. They just the heat in the pots just
Yeah.
dry the roots up. So
So you had a question to ask me?
oh yeah, now I forgot what I was.
I got a
ask you.
question to ask you.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to ask. I was.
I'm gonna
tell
ask
me
you-
who I am.
Those who are tuning in that does not know who this
Yeah, most
this
of you all
charming
know who I
lady
am.
is. Her name is Marlyn Mason, not Marilyn Manson. I heard a rumor you do get some of his mail.
I do. I would love to meet him in a little one-on-one
That'd
conversation,
be
just for
s-
fun. I saw him on Talking once, and he's so bright. He's just so
Well,
bright.
maybe
But-
we can arrange that.
But he's like Elvis. I have never seen him perform, and I was Elvis's leading lady in his next to last movie, The Trouble with Girls.
And you're
And-
only one of 3 women who have ever had an honor of recording a duet with Elvis.
Yes.
Yes.
But it was a terrible song. But it was fun. We had a good time. I was not an Elvis fan because I knew who Elvis was, like I know who Marilyn Manson is, but I never saw Elvis perform when I worked with him.
Yeah.
And so I told that was one of the first things I said to him. I'm not a fan of yours, and he looked at me and I said, "Oh, I don't mean that unkindly." I realized I said, "Well, that wasn't a nice way to put it." I said I don't mean it unkindly. I said I'm into different kind of music, and I was into Broadway musical
Yes.
music. So anyway, that's my
And you made a really big impact on episodic TV. You're in Hogan's Heroes. You're in Bonanza.
Big Valley,
Perry Mason.
Mannix. I did the last Perry Mason. I did two Hogan's Heroes, and one of them was the last
The
Hogan's
last
Heroes.
one.
Yes.
Yes.
And I did the last Perry Mason. Oh yeah, I did. If you go on to IMDb and type my name in, Marlyn, Marilyn without the I, becomes Marlyn Mason, you'll see my credits. I have tons of.
And it's Mason, Mason, not Manson.
Yeah, not Manson.
Yeah. You can
But-
find the little stuff I've done in there if you just go in and type Gerald A. Hansen. I'm on IMDb also. And you'll see us linked together, maybe on her IMDb, because I'm in a couple of projects she's
Yes,
working on.
Yes. Well, when I came to Oregon, my career, I made two movies for television in Portland, and then the work stopped. And
What TV
they were two: Dead by Sunset,
Okay.
and which is based on a true Oregon murder story, and the killer's name was Brad Cunningham. He's serving a life in prison. Killed his wife up in Sunset area, apparently I think it was called Dead by Sunset. And then I did one with Kirsten Dunst called 15 and Pregnant, and they show that Lifetime shows that continually. And it's a really good film about teenage pregnancy. And we did that when I was 65. So, and I'm 80, gonna be 84. So it's almost 20 years ago.
Okay.
We did it. And she was probably 18, maybe. 18. So she'd be in her late 30s now.
Okay.
So we're all getting old.
Well, thank you so much, Marlyn, for allowing me to come into your little paradise back here.
I love having people. I love sitting out here.
It's
fun to
beautiful.
share. Yes.
Absolutely stunning, and I gleaned a lot of information. I'm going to leave you guys with some photographs I took of her backyard, so enjoy those.
Yes, do. I hope you do. If you're in Medford, give me a call.
I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm Off the Beaten Path in the Garden Series with Marlyn Mason. Please stay tuned to more videos. You could do that by subscribing, clicking that bell icon that alerts you to new videos as I upload them. Give us a thumbs up. Click that share button. Sharing my videos on your social media platforms really helps out the show. Be safe. Always be kind. We'll see you guys in my next adventure.
Peace.
Bye-bye
Bother
now.
me at all.
So I'm in already. So
Okay.
I'll put my wine away.
We're in like Flynn, is what
We're
they
in
used to
like-
say.
we're
Okay,
Right,
ignore
Glenn.
me. I'm gonna go sit over here
Okay.
to kind of get out of the eye line.
You don't see my foot. Right? Oh, he's here.
He's
okay.
here? Probably
Okay,
thought I
right
was
in the
gonna
middle.
stand
Oh,
That's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna just finish explaining this one little thing.
Oh, yeah,
So,
you did.
I got some.
hi everybody. We're just having a little interruption here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm a single woman with 3 men. Okay, and we're all in showbiz, so we're all safe.
There you go. Excellent
Now,
interview.
I don't know how far, because at one point I leaned back